Upfront and Outspoken with Bob Williams. If you love the Constitution,
man is not free unless government is limited.
if you love freedom,
As government expands, liberty contracts.
if you believe in personal responsibility, if you believe America is still the greatest nation on earth, then get ready for an experience you'll never forget. This is Upfront and Outspoken. Here's your host, Bob Williams.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
And good morning. This is Upfront Outspoken. Of course, I'm your host, Bob Williams. Glad to have you along with me on this hump day. Man, I have a person on the phone. I shouldn't say person. Oh, man. I've got a talented artist. If you have heard of the names Garth Brooks, Chet Atkins, Leanne Rimes, Charlie Daniels, Brooks and Dunn, Hank Williams Jr., and the list goes on and on, including Waylon Jennings, then Merle Haggard, then you definitely know this man. I'm talking about Shawn Hamilton. Hey, Shawn, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Bob Williams. How are you, sir?
I'm alive, the doctors tell me, but I have a tendency not to believe them.
Well, sometimes you can't believe what they say. You just got to think different and move on in life.
That's for sure. Now, Shawn, I have to ask you, first off, you are going to be part of the entertainment for the Help Jessica Walk Again campaign that's going to be held this Saturday at the Doghouse Saloon right there in Nashville. So my question that I ask you, and I ask everybody that is being part of this, how did you become involved in this?
Well, Bob, about a week ago, maybe 10 days ago, a gentleman by the name of James Napier. Let me make sure I get that little French Napier part in there to pronounce his name.
I keep blowing it all the time, so, what can I tell you?
Yeah, so we can get that right here this morning. Anyways, a gentleman by the name of James for the Kids, Napier, reached out to me and contacted me through Facebook. I just happened to be on there one evening catching up on some messages and so forth and doing some updates. And James contacted me about the situation with Jessica and told me the story of what was going on with her, that she had wakened, being paralyzed and with a rare spinal disease. And after James told me this story, it really, really touched my heart. Let me say this. Jessica is 14. I have a son that just turned 15 in January, so being, the 14-year-old child, it really, really hit home with me. And, of course, if any child of any age with a rare disease or any type of sickness, obviously I have a big heart for it. So after James had told me the story of what was going on with Jessica and also people that were coming together from Nashville in the music industry and truckerscharity.org and all these different ones that are getting involved in this. Definitely I felt compelled to be a part of something that's great, to be able to lend my talent and hopefully be able to help raise some money here to get things going well for Jessica again.
You brought up a very interesting point. Being a parent yourself, you said you had a 15-year-old son. This is what I've been stressing, on my show for the last almost going on 2 weeks here now, is that, what would you do if this happened to your child? And you were so clear about that being a father of a 15-year-old, which is in the demographics that this particular illness affects, the 10 to 19, the 30 to 39, your son is in there. As a father, I am certain, if this would have happened to you, and, even though it happened to Jessica, but if this happened to you, would you not want the same reaction to come your direction that is outpouring for Jessica?
Absolutely. I absolutely would, and I would be very humbled and honored. But let me say this: I've been a part of the Nashville community in the music industry for about 30 years now, and Nashville is really, really great about benefits, everyone joining together as a community, as an industry. Nashville is actually built on people helping one another, and especially, man, when things come about like this, I've seen numerous times throughout the years that Nashville comes together, and all of the great songwriters, musicians, producers, etc., are really good about coming together for this sort of thing. So, yes, absolutely, I would definitely be reaching out and asking for help. And, one thing I've learned in life, Bob, is, there's nothing wrong with reaching out to people and asking for help. And sometimes as individuals or even as families, when we face problems or sicknesses and things that take place in our lives, sometimes what we call pride can get in the way, and we don't want to ask people for help. But I encourage all of our radio listeners and people today that if you do have some sort of sickness or things that's going on in your life, no matter what it is, do not be afraid to reach out to others and to get some help, and let people be able to do things that they're compelled to do in their hearts. And especially if we all are thankful and filled with compassion and love for one another. The Bible says for us to love one another and to do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. And so I try to keep that in mind every day of my life. So no matter what the circumstances is, whether it's a homeless man at McDonald's that needs a hamburger, or whether it's somebody doing a campaign to help somebody walk again, whatever aspects that it is, I have a big heart for that, and I'm always involved in those type of things.
Though you brought it up so clearly that it seems that Nashville, of all the entertainment industry, and I'm not just talking, country music. I'm talking rap. I'm talking, the athletes, the rockers, all of this. I have noticed over the last 2 weeks, and I'm probably going to catch flack for what I'm going to say here from some of my friends, but it seems that country music, the people have such a huge heart, especially when it comes to something like this. I just wish that other entertainment logo, big name entertainment, would get involved. They don't seem to get involved unless they have a personal agenda. But country music, come on, you guys come out because it's the right thing to do. And I got to thank you for being part of this wonderful opportunity to help Jessica get back on her feet again. I got to thank you very much for being part of that.
Well, I appreciate that very much, Bob. And let me say this, from everyone at dirtroadlife.com, Steel Horses Haulers, truckercharity.org, and the list goes on and on and on, and everyone involved. But we all want, and I'm sure I can speak for James and all of us, we want to thank you and what you do in your program and stuff, and for reaching out and and with loud and outspoken voice and standing up for people and bringing people together. And let me definitely clarify that this couldn't be possible the way that it's taken off, and everybody being involved without Bob Williams. So we appreciate you as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I'll have to remember that next time the boss chews me out.
Well, just get me on the line there, and I'll make sure that they know exactly how we feel about you and how much we appreciate you. And I'm sure all the radio listeners that tune in every morning to listen to you feel the same way. So, as the old song says, we got to stand for something, or we'll fall for anything.
Hey, how true that is. And when it comes to something like this, especially like this, I'm a parent myself. I mean, granted, my kids are all grown up and on their own, and I could not imagine, you know, what is going on in Jeff's mind at the moment. I mean, here he has a very vibrant, intelligent, talented, 14-year-old girl suddenly stricken. I mean, it would devastate me, but yet this girl has so much energy, so much courage, so much optimism. You can't help but get involved. And, I got to thank James. I got to thank many people for, allowing me to be a part of this. And, I'm only doing a very small part. And you guys, all of the entertainers, James and everyone behind the scenes, you guys have done all the work. And, to get a compliment like you did with me, I thank you very much for it. But really, in my opinion, you guys deserve all the credit because you're going to be the ones that make it happen. You're going to be the ones that are going to be packing that house. You're the ones that are going to be making Operation Teddy Bear a success. And, I'm just thankful you allowed me to be a part of this.
Absolutely, man. Like I said, definitely honored to be a part of this. And I think I can step up here and say this on behalf of all of the songwriters and entertainers and artists that are involved in this. Appreciate you giving us credit and thanking us for doing so. But the way that I look at it is God has given us the talent. And for all of the radio listeners out there this morning, if we all can keep in mind that the good things that we do in life, those things are seeds. And if we do good things and plant good seeds, then later there's a great harvest. And I truly believe that in my life. I'm a firm believer in that. So I'm very thankful for the God-given talent throughout the years, regardless of how busy that I've been and in my career and being on tour and recording sessions, TV appearances, and etc. I've always taken the time to be a part of charity events, and whether it's been, someone that was sick, needed money, to help with hospital bills, or whether it was raising money for cancer, American Cancer Society. I've also been a part of events for Battle for Cure, which is for pediatric cancer. So I'm just honored to be able to be in a position in life and use my talent to be able to bless and to help others, and also to bring awareness about these rare diseases and things that can suddenly take place with anybody. It just, unfortunately, it's Jessica right now, but this sort of thing can happen with anybody. And I think it's really important to make everyone aware of that, because there's a saying that I use: count your blessings before your troubles. And as a parent this morning, my son's getting ready to go to school here in a few minutes, and to see him walk, to see him talk and be healthy and bright and full of energy and life ahead of him, I'm definitely a very, very thankful parent this morning. And so all of the listeners out there, if your child is healthy and doing good in life, please take the time to say a prayer and be thankful for that, because you never know when something can happen. And when those things happen, that's when us as a community, as a nation, we all need to stand up and help one another and stand shoulder to shoulder in times like this, because that's what the foundation of this country is. That's what America was built on, and that's also a part of the dirt road life.
Wow. You said it so eloquently. I mean, I'm aghast. I want to switch up a little bit here. People are probably wondering, okay, you got a great guy on. You were part of a band called Mason Dixon, and we have one of your songs up, and I want people to listen to exactly how talented Shawn is. This is a song that broke the Billboard's top 40 several years ago, wasn't it, Shawn?
Yes, sir. This was, I believe, if you're going to play 3935 West End Avenue, is a song written by two great songwriters in Nashville, Mr. Frank Myers and Gary Baker. They're the ones that wrote I Swear for John Michael Montgomery. And we released this record, and it did break the top 40. This was the first top 40 Billboard country record for the group Mason Dixon.
And here is that song, 3935 West End Avenue by Mason Dixon. And, of course, my guest, Shawn Hamilton. And that is Mason Dixon. And, of course, a member of Mason Dixon is my guest, Shawn Hamilton. And once again, Shawn, welcome back. And I want to once again thank you for everything you are doing for the Help Jessica Walk Again campaign. I want to ask you, now, you have a very hectic schedule. I mean, all writing music and all that. What are we seeing coming from you, say, after Saturday?
Well, after Saturday, I will, actually right now, Bob, I'm visiting in Kentucky, helping take care of my dad. He suffered 3 strokes this past year, but he's doing good, getting better. Prayers are going up for him, and lots of, people are praying and supporting my dad. So I'm at home in Kentucky right now. My schedule will be, I will be at the Truck Stops of America on James Robinson Parkway tomorrow with Milo Mason, Jimmy Parker, Chris Gantry, and many more will be there. This is a can drive, So we're inviting people to come out and bring canned goods to help feed the hungry people in the world. And this is brought to you by DirtRoadLife.com, Steel Horse Haulers, and TruckerCharity.org. So we will be there tomorrow in Nashville, Tennessee. Friday, I have a writer's appointment there on Music Row. We're going to be writing some new songs toward the debut country project that I'll be releasing hopefully by August of this year. Obviously, we have the event on Saturday for Jessica, and myself and Mila and Chris Gantry, and the list goes on and on of artists and performers that will be there for that. I just got word last night. Right now, I don't know the exact times, but I will be at the Mid-American Truck Show in Louisville, Kentucky in March. Also coming up in April, on April the 11th, I will be in Metropolis, Illinois at the Baymont Inn Theater with a band called Golo Shine and an artist, country artist from Italy that's going to be coming over with his band. His name is Tim Bradley. So it'll be Shawn Hamilton, Golo Shine, and Tim Bradley in Metropolis, Illinois on April the 11th. Then April the 18th and 19th, I will be in Greenville, South Carolina at the Last Chance Saloon. So we are busy and trying to juggle a bunch of different things here, and especially trying to do a lot of it myself. So I'm getting ready to have to call in some people to be able to pull in here and get on some computers and maybe help me to get this thing going a little further. The things are really taking off. Just received a Shawn Hamilton proudly endorses Dirt Road Life products, and they just sent me a big old box of shirts and some products and stuff. So things are going really well. We're blessed. We are honored, and we are thankful this morning for the things that is going well in our life. And we want to take everybody with us. We want everybody to load up and go with us. And the bigger that Shawn Hamilton gets, the bigger the crowd is that I want to be there with me. And I'm a very personable, respectful guy, and try to be kind to everyone and take time for everyone. So I'd like for everybody to keep that in mind, and feel free to, you can find me, I'm like old James said, I live in a glass house. You can find me there at Facebook, Shawn Hamilton, or Nashville Music Pros. Or you can just Google Shawn Hamilton. There'll be different things that come up there where you can get in touch with me. But we're looking forward to 2015. It's really going to be a great year, and we're excited.
Well, I want to thank you once again, Shawn, for taking time out of your hectic day to be part of this. You know, what can I say? This is what I love about Nashville. Everybody's banding together. Everybody's coming out for a very good cause. Shawn, once again, thank you for taking the time. We got to do this again soon.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, Bob. Thank you for having me on the show, and we really appreciate it. And we're going to get more people to listen to you, and just more and more and more. And I'm going to send messages to Pakistan, Taiwan, all kinds of places today, so we can get everybody up and loud and outspoken.
There you go. Thanks again, Shawn. We will talk to you real soon.
Yes, sir. God bless you, Bob, and thank you so much for what you guys are doing for this cause, and to help Nashville and all of the entertainers, and we appreciate you so much, buddy.
All right. Take care, Shawn.
You too, Bob. Thank you.
Wow. What can I tell you? This is what it's about. Nashville, the entertainment business, the entire industry banding together. Whoa. Great interview.